Good morning students. In today's class we are going to see one new grammar topic, that is active voice and the passive voice. Okay. What is an active voice? So here the subject is the doer of the action. In active voice the subject will do the action, and in passive voice the subject is the receiver of the action. So in passive voice the subject, they don't do any action but they will just receive the action. Okay. So this is known as the active voice. Okay. Let me explain you with an example. So here I have written the 5 examples of active voice and the passive voice. AV means active voice, PV means passive voice. Now see this example students. I kick the ball. I kick the ball is the active voice. Okay. The ball is kicked by me is the passive voice. So here I is the subject. Here the subject is doing the action. Okay. So here the subject is ball. It is just receiving the action. Okay. So this is the passive voice. Okay. Both the meanings are same only. I kick the ball. The ball is kicked by me. They give the same meaning only. Okay. See the next example. North Indians eat chapatis. It's in the active voice. Then now we are changing it to a passive voice. Chapatis are eaten by North Indians. So this is the passive voice. See the next example. The children are practicing a song. It is an active voice. A song is being practiced by the children. Okay. So this is in the passive voice. The next, Ramya ate biscuits. Biscuits were eaten by Ramya. So it is a passive voice. See the next example. The mechanic replaced the rear view mirror. So it's an active voice. And how we are changing into a passive voice? The rear view mirror was replaced by the mechanic. So this is the passive voice. Okay. So these are some of the examples of active and the passive voice. Now look at this tabular column students. So you can write these tabular column in your note. It is very important. Okay. So here I have written the tenses and the structure of active voice and the structure of passive voice. Okay. So if you understand this tabular column, it will be very easy. While doing the exercise, it will be very easy for you. So you can take this tabular column in your notebook. Okay. So here I have written the 8 tenses. Okay. These 8 tenses can change into active into passive, passive into active. Okay. So totally we are having a 12 tense, right? So in that the 8 tense, only the 8 tense can change into active into passive, passive into active. Okay. So what are the tenses? That is simple present, simple past, simple future, present continuous, past continuous, present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. Okay, these 8 tense can change into active into passive, passive into active. Okay, and this is the structure of the active voice. What is the structure? S means subject, V means verb, O means object. Okay, subject plus verb plus object. So this is the structure of the active voice. Okay, and the structure of a passive voice is subject plus be verb plus V3, that is the past participle, plus plus by plus O, that is the object. So this is the structure of the passive voice. The passive voice structure is subject plus be verb plus V3, that is the past participle form, plus by plus object. Okay, this is the structure of the passive voice. You see in the passive voice everything, the main verbs are written in the past participle, that is in the V3 form. See here in each and every tense you are writing a V3, that is the past participle form only. Okay, it's very important to know while you are writing the passive voice, the main verb should written in the past participle form, that is in the V3 form. You have already learned no V1, V2, V3. Okay, that V3 verbs you have to write it in the passive voice. Okay, and for the passive voice you have to add by. Okay, so now see here in each passive voice sentences I have written by. Is it here in passive voice I have written by, and in passive voice I have written by. Okay, in some cases, okay, here the by may be omitted. Okay, in some cases only the doer of the action is omitted in the passive voice. Okay, Now we shall see these structures. Okay, first simple present. The structure is subject plus verb 1 plus object. Okay, how we are writing in the passive voice? That is subject plus am, is, are. Can you tell me what is a am, is, are? Am, is, are the be verbs. Okay, am, is, are the be verbs here. Then V3, we have to write the past participle form plus by plus the object. Okay, so am is used with I, is used with the singular, and are is used with the plural. According to the sentence, you have to write it. Okay, so these are all the be verbs. Am, is, are, was, were are called the be verbs. In this place, you can write am, is, are, was, were. So according to the sentences. Okay, the next one, simple past. The structure is subject plus V2 plus object. Okay, while we are writing in the passive form, how we have to write? Subject plus was, are, were in the past tense. Okay, the past tense, the be verbs are was, were plus V3, that is the past participle, plus by plus object. Okay, the next one, simple future. The structure is subject plus shall or will. Okay, you can write anything, plus verb plus object. Then the passive form structure is subject plus shall or will plus, here you have to include a be. Okay, in a future, in simple future, you have to note a be. Okay, you have to add be. Then next V3, that is a past participle plus by plus object. Okay, don't forget. So in simple future, we have to add be. The next one, present continuous, subject plus am, is, are plus verb plus ing. Okay, so while you are writing the passive form, subject plus am, is, are plus, you have to write being. Okay, because it is a continuous, continuous, so we are writing being. Okay, you have to, in continuous tense, you have to include being plus V3, that is a past participle, plus by plus object. Okay, the next one, past continuous. The structure is subject plus was or were plus verb plus ing plus object. In passive form, it is subject plus was or were plus being, because it is a continuous, so we are writing being as if like in the present. Okay, being plus past participle plus by plus o. See the next one, present perfect. The structure is subject plus has or have plus V3 plus O. That is V3 means it's a past participle plus object. How we are writing in a passive? That is subject plus has or have. Here you have to include been because it is a perfect no. So you have to include been. B-E-E-N, been. Okay, don't forget. The next, past participle plus by plus object. Okay, in past perfect, subject plus had plus past participle plus object, and in passive voice the structure is subject plus had plus been plus past participle by plus object. Okay, so here also we have include been because it is a perfect no. Okay, the next one is future perfect. That is the structure in active voices, subject plus will or shall plus have plus, that is past participle plus object. So how we are writing in the passive form? That is subject plus will or shall plus have plus been, because it is a perfect no, so I have to include been plus past participle plus by plus object. Okay, students, are you clear with this? The main thing you have to remember is the structure of active voices as subject plus verb plus object. Okay, and main thing, that is in the passive voice, the structure is first you have to write down the subject, next you have to write down the be verbs. Okay, you have to include the be verbs. What are the be verbs? That is am, is, are, was, were. You have to include these one according to the sentence in the active voice. Then next what you have to write after the be verb, you have to write the past participle. Okay, past participle form of the verb you have to write, that is in the V3 form you have to write. Then after that you have to put by. Then next you have to write down the object. Okay, so this is the structure of the passive voice. Okay, students, have you all clear with this? Now I am going to tell you how to change an active voice into an passive voice. If they are given the active voice, how we have to change into a passive voice? Now I am going to explain. Okay, so for that you have to follow some steps. Okay, so here you go. First one, you have to identify the subject verb object in the active voice. Okay, so in an active voice, first of all you have to identify the subject verb object. So here, can you tell me what is the subject here? I is the subject. Okay, and kick is the verb, and what is an object? That is a ball. Okay, ball is the object. How we are telling it is an object? Because it answers for the question what did I kick? The ball. If it is answer for the question what or whom, it is an object of a sentences. Okay, so you can easily find out the object by asking the question what or whom. If it answers for these question means, so this is the object of the sentences. Okay, so in active voice we have found out the subject, verb and the object. Okay, so we have written the subject, right? Then what we have to write? We have to write down the be verbs. Okay, for writing the be verbs, you have to see the tense of the verb in the active voice. Okay, so be verb எழுதுறதுக்கு நம்ம என்ன பார்க்கணும்னா அந்த verb என்ன டென்ஸ்ல இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கணும். active voiceல verb என்ன டென்ஸ்ல இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கணும். Okay, so whether it is a present tense or a past tenseல இருக்கான்னு வந்து பார்க்கணும். Okay, so after seeing that, we have to write down the be verbs. Okay, so present irundaduna we have to write am, is, are. Okay, then if it is in the past tense and the verb past tense la irundana, we have to write was or were. Okay, have you clear with this? So for writing the be verbs, you have to see the tense of the verb in an active voice. Okay, be verbs எழுதுறதுக்கு active voice la verb என்ன tense la இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கணும். அந்த tense present la இருக்கா past la இருக்கான்னு பார்க்கணும். Okay, so if it is a present tense means you have to write the be verbs am, is, are. If it is the past tense means you have to write was or were. So here I have written no, see to that. Okay, so we have found out the be verbs. Okay, so after finding the be verbs, okay, next what you have to do? You have to write down the V3 form, that is the past participle form. The verb should written in the past participle format only. Okay, the V3 form. So after that you have to put by. Okay, next you have to write down the object. Okay, students, have you clear with this? These are the steps you have to follow while changing active into passive voice. Now look at this example. First, I kicked the ball. So it is in the active voice. First we have found out subject, verb, object here. Is it? So if the subject is in the pronoun, okay, if it is a noun means we can easily write the noun, the name of a person or name of anything. But if they are giving us a pronoun, subject வந்து pronoun இருந்தா we have to change it into a I வந்ததுனா we have to change it into me. Okay, he, if the subject pronoun is he means you have to change it into him. She means her, it means it. If subject it இருந்தா objectலையும் it தான் வந்து இருக்கும். Okay, then next they means they is changed into them. Okay, so here the subject, inga enna subject vandirukku I, so we are writing as me. Okay, first we have found out subject, verb, object. Okay, the next, the main important thing is after finding this, so active voice la subject ah irukumla adu vandu passive voice la object ah vandu maarium. Okay, and active voice la object ah vandu irukkiradhu, passive voice la subject ah vandu maarirum. Okay, now see clearly students, so this is a I is the subject, no, so I in active voice. Okay, while you are writing the passive voice, subject vandu object ah vandu maarirum. Okay, and in active voice la object ah vandu irukumla, so adu vandu subject ah vandu maarirum in a passive voice. See, we have changed it and right now, so I vandu passive voice la object ah மாறிடுச்சு. Okay, the ball active voice la object ah தான் வந்து இருக்கு, so it changed into one subject ah மாறிட்டு passive voice la you have to change and write. Okay, subject became object, object became a subject. Okay, students, have you are clear with this? So we have changed it and right. Okay, I kicked the ball. So here the ball is the object here. So the object in the active voice became the subject in the passive voice. The object is passive voice, subject we have to write it. Okay, the ball we have written. Okay, so we have written the subject. Okay, next what we have to write? We have to write the be verbs. For writing the be verbs, you have to see the tense of the verb. Be verb tense okay, active voice la tense verb tense enna tense la irukku. Now the verb, the kick is the verb. Here what tense it is? Whether it is a present or past, it is in the present tense. Is it? So we have to write the present tense be verbs. What are the present tense be verbs? That is am, is, or the present tense be verbs. I is used with am, singular case, plural are we have to write. Now see here the ball. Here how many ball? Only one ball is there. So it is a single. So we are writing is. Okay. Then after that what you have to write? We have written the be verbs. The next we have to write the V3 form. Is it? That is a past participle form of the verb. So here the verb is kick. So what is the past participle form of kick? That is kicked. Kick, kicked, kicked. That is in V1 it is kicked, V2 it is kicked, and V3 it is kicked. Okay, we have to write on the V3 form. So we have written kicked. Okay. The next what you have to do? We have to add by, and after that we have to put the object. So we have written by. Okay. Then the subject irukkuradhu inga object vandu maarum. So I is turned into me. Okay, now read the sentence. The ball is kicked by me. Okay, have you got it? So this is how you have to change the active voice into an passive voice. Okay, so now see the next example. North Indians eat chapatis. Okay, so this is in the active voice. Okay, so here first you have to identify, that is North Indians is a subject, verb, object. What does North Indians eat? Chapati. So this is the object. Okay, now we are changing and writing. Okay, subject irukkiradhu object maarudhu, object irukkiradhu subject vandu maarudhu. Okay, so subject in active voice becomes object in passive voice. Okay, and object in active voice becomes subject in the passive voice. Okay, you have to change and write. Okay, chapati. So we have object vandu subject maarichu. That is chapatis. Okay, so next we have to add the be verb. Be verb add panna. Okay, for that what you have to do? We have to see the tense. The verb enna tense la irukku paakrom. So eat da inga verb. So can you tell me what tense it is? It is in the present tense. Present tense means you have to put the be verb am, is, are. Okay, we have present tense be verb am, is, are. Okay, so we are taking are because here the chapatis, it is a plural one. So we are writing are. Chapatis in yes vandirukanaala we are putting are. Okay, the next is the verb eat. So V3 formula, what is the past participle form of eat? That is eaten. Eat, ate, eaten. Eaten last word the V3 form. Okay, we have to write the V3 form eaten by North Indians. Okay, so this is a passive voice. Now read it. Chapatis are eaten by North Indians. Okay, have you clear with this? See the next example. Children are practicing a song. Okay, so what is the subject? And are practicing is the verb and a song is the object. Okay, so we are changing and writing. Okay, so object in the active voice became the subject, that is a song. Okay, next we have to write down the be verbs. Okay, for that you have to see the tense, verb in the tense irukku. Are practicing. Can you tell me what tense it is? Are practicing. Verb oda ing vandirukku, verb plus ing. So it is the present continuous tense. So we have found out by adding ing to the verb. So it is a present continuous we have found out. Okay, so we have to write the be verbs for the present continuous. So we have to write the present tense be verbs. Okay, what are the present tense be verb? Am, is, are. So we are writing is. Okay, because in this song it's a only one song, a song. So another we are writing is. Okay, so after that So continuous, for the continuous what thing I have mentioned, we have to include being, be verbs kapra we have to include being. I have told no, you have to include, for the continuous you have to include being. Okay, so I have included being after the be verb, so it is a continuous, present continuous, so we are including being. Okay, the next, the V3 form I don't know. Okay, what is the V3? Practicing. Okay, the V3 form of practice is practiced. Okay, practice, practiced, practice. We have to write the V3 form, that is practiced by the children. Okay, a song is being practiced by the children. So this is in the passive voice. Okay, see the next example. Ramya ate biscuits. Ramya subject, ate verb, biscuit is an object. Okay, so while you are changing into passive form, you have to change and write. Active in object in active voice became the subject. Okay, so we have written biscuit. Subject in active voice becomes the object in the passive voice. So we have written Ramya as an object in the passive voice. Okay, so biscuit we have written. Next, what do you have to do? You have to write the be verbs. For writing the be verbs, you have to see the tense of the verb. So here the verb ate. Ate is what tense, can you guess? Ate, A-T-E, ate is the past tense, is it? Eat, ate, ate, so ate is the past tense. Past tense la idu irukku. Okay, verb vandu enna tense la irukku? Past tense la irukku. So appo nama past tense be verb da vandu use pananum. Okay, what is the past tense be verb? Past tense la enna be verbs? Was, were, in the rendutla edha use pannu. Was is used with the singular, were is used with the plural. Okay, so inge biscuits nu irukku, yes irukku. So whether it is a singular or plural, it is a plural because it is a biscuit. We are adding yes, so it is a plural. Another plural be verbs we are adding. Okay, that is where. Okay, where. Then next, the V3 form. Okay, we have to write the V3 form for the word eat, for the verb eat, that is eaten. Okay, by Ramya. Biscuits were eaten by Ramya. Okay, students, have you clear with this? See the next example. The mechanic replaced the rear view mirror. We have identified subject, verb and the object. You have to just change and write. It is object in active voice became the subject in the passive voice, the rear view mirror. The subject in the active voice becomes the object in the passive voice, that is the mechanic. So we have written. Okay, so next we have to write down the be verbs. Be verbs alone. Further you have to see the tense. Verb enna tense la irukku paakano. See here in the verb enna tense la irukku? Replace. Whether it is a present or past, it is the past tense. How we are saying? Here they are added ed, so it is a past tense. Okay, so we have understand that this verb in the past tense. What are the past tense be verbs? Was, were. Was, were the past tense be verb. Okay, so in that was edhukku use பண்ணுவோம்? Singular. Where? Plural. Okay, so here rear view mirror, it's a only one thing, so appo singular use panna podum. Okay, so we have written was. Then we have written V3 form, that is replaced. Okay, replaced. So we are writing the V3 form, replaced by the mechanic. Okay, so again I am reading the sentence. The rear view mirror was replaced by the mechanic. Okay, so we have changed the active voice into an passive voice. Okay, students, have you are clear with this? Okay, students, now you can see the structure. Here I have written the active voice SVO. In passive voice the structure is the subject, be verb plus V3 plus by plus the object. So you can refer this with this tabular column. Okay, so here the while changing active into passive in your book they have given the example, this example only. The mechanic replaced the rear view mirror. Okay, so this is example they have given for you. Okay, now I am going to tell you some more examples. Now students, see here I have written the active voice, you have to find out the passive voice. Okay, in next I have written the passive voice, you have to write down the active voice. Okay, so let us do. Now first in active voice I have written the sentence in active voice, I have changed into a passive voice. First we have to identify what is subject, verb and then object. Okay, we have to write the passive voice. See the structure, the passive voice. Subject plus be verb plus the past participle plus by plus object. Okay, so we have identified the subject, verb and the object. Okay, so here object in the active voice became the subject, no? So the grass, so we are starting with the grass. Okay, object in active voice became the subject in the passive voice, that grass. So we have written the subject. Next we have to write the be verbs. For writing the be verbs we have to see the tense of the verb. So this is a verb. In the verb enna tense la irukku? Eat. Eat is the present tense. Appo present tense be form of the verb da podano. Okay, what is the present tense be form of the verb? Am, is, are. So here we are writing is. Okay, because it is a grass, so we are writing is. Then a V3 form elden. What is the verb here? Eat. Eat to the V3 form. What is that? That is eaten. Okay, eaten. Let us see here. V1, V2, V3. Okay, eat, ate, eaten. Like this only, no, we will write for the word eat, ate, eaten. This is present tense, past tense, past participle. So we are writing eaten. Okay, eaten. Then next you have to write by. Then subject in the active voice becomes the object in the passive voice. That is cow. Okay. Now the new sentence form is grass is eaten by cow. Okay, grass is eaten by cow. So this is the passive voice. Students, have you are clear with this? Okay, so this is the first example. See the second example. Here I have written the passive voice. You have to write the active voice. So listen carefully. So this is an example how to convert the passive voice into an active voice. Okay, see this example. The table is set by us. So you have to identify first a subject. Then you have to, this is a be verb, is it? It is the be verb. Then next, set is the V3 form, is it? V3 form. Then by us, by plus us is the object here. Okay, so we have written the structure: subject plus be verb plus V3 plus the object. So we are including by plus object. So this is the structure. We have to write the active voice. The structure of active voice is what? That is, the structure is subject plus verb plus object. Okay, you have to write in this pattern only: subject, verb, object. Okay, this should be the structure. Like this structure you have to write. Now see here. Now you have to change object into one subject. Object in passive voice became the subject in the active voice. What is an object here? As. So we have to write down the subject. So as, we have to write be. Okay, as means more than one person, so it is a plural. So we are writing as na we eludanu. Okay, the next you have to see the verb. See the verb, what verb it is? It is be verb plus past participle. You have to see. So this is a verb, no? Is said. Is said is the verb in the passive voice. Okay, can you tell me what tense it is? Is said. So it is the present tense. Is it? Because they are using the word is. We will use is for the present tense only. So it is the present tense. So we have to write the present tense form of the verb only. Okay. So what is that? We said. Then the subject. Okay. The subject became the object. We said. What is the subject here? The table. There, the table became the object. Okay. The table. Okay, students, have you are clear with this? So the table is set by us. It's a passive voice. So we are changing into an active voice. See here, we set the table is the active voice. Okay. So first object, you have to write it as the subject. The next you have to see the verb. What is the verb here? Is set. So is set is the present tense. How we are finding? Because here the be verb is. So it is in the present tense. So you have to write the present tense form of the verb, word. That is said. Present tense form of the verb said. So we are writing said. Then subject is turned into an object in the active voice. Okay, students, have you clear with this? See the next example. The cat drank the milk. So active voice. Have to write the passive voice. Okay, the cat drank milk. Okay, so we can write the subject. sorry, how we can write the object. Okay, here what is an object here? The milk. So the object, it become the subject in the passive voice. Okay, the milk. We have written the subject. Next we have to write down the be verbs. For writing the be verbs, see the verb in the verb here, that is drank. Here can you tell me what tense it is? It is in the past tense. This is V1, V2, V3. Okay. Drink, drank, drunk. Okay. Present, past participle. So here the word drunk is here. So it is in the past tense. Okay. So we have to write the past tense be verb only. That is was or where we have to write. Okay. So we are writing was. Because the milk, it is a singular. So we are writing was. Then next we have to include the V3 form. No. So what is the V3 form of the word drink? That is drunk. Is it? So we are writing drunk. Then by subject. What is the subject here? The cat. Okay. The subject in active voice becomes the object in the passive voice. Drunk by the cat. So this is the passive voice. Okay. The milk was drunk by the cat. Okay. Students, have you clear with this example sentences? How we have to change an active into passive, passive into active? Have you all clear with that? So now we shall do the book exercise. Okay students, now see this image. This is the exercise for you. Look at the sentence given below. Write A besides the one in active voice and P besides the one is the passive voice. Okay. Have to read the sentence. So we have already learned about what is an active and passive, and also we have seen the structure, right? So here we have to find out, here they are given the sentence, you have to find out whether it is an active voice or it's a passive voice. Okay. A, my mother woke me up last night. So this is an active voice. Okay, write it in your book. It is an active voice. So in passive voice, okay, usually the by will come. Okay, but sometimes, okay, here the by it omitted. Okay, the doer in active voice can be omitted in the passive voice. Sometimes the by won't come in the passive voice. Here the doer is omitted. Okay. So next one, the annual sports day is organized by the students every year. So this is the passive voice. The next, see, Diksha made a sandwich. Okay. So it is an active voice. Okay. The next D, a wonderful speech was given by the principal of our school. It is a passive voice. E, Bakul speaks French very well. So it is an active voice. Then F and G you have to do as the homework. In first exercise, F and G do as the homework. Okay, what is the structure of an active voice? That is subject plus verb plus object. And what is the structure of passive voice? Subject plus be verb plus past participle plus by plus object. Okay, these are the things you have to remember. Then the next exercise is the second exercise. Now see this image. Change the following sentences from active voice to passive voice. Okay, here the question are given in active, you have to change into a passive voice. Okay, A, my father gave me a book. Okay, how we can write? Second exercise, A1. So first the subject became object, object became subject. No, so how we can write? My father gave me a book. A book. Then you have to write the be verbs. Okay, here what tense it is? Gave. Gave is the past tense. So you have to write the past tense be verb only. Okay, what's the past tense be verb? Was or were. Was singular, were plural. We are writing was because it's book only. Okay, was. Then we have to write the V3 form. Is it? The book was given. Then after that here me is there. No, so I have to write it as to me. Okay, to me. Then next, by my father. Okay, the book was given to me by my father. See the next one, the students put up a wonderful dance performance. So here what is an object here? A wonderful dance performance. So you should write it as the subject. A wonderful dance performance. Then see the verb here, it is put. So we can in every form, in V1, V2, V3. Okay, in everything it is put only. Okay, we will write put. In every form, the spellings are same. That is put. So for this sentence, you can write. You can take any one of the tense. Tense pakurumla the tense when the tense nalo we can take. We can take present tense, past tense, or future tense. Okay. So here I have taken the past tense. So in the tense nalo irukala. Okay. We can take present, past, or the past. Okay. These two tense only you can take, present tense or the past tense. Now I am taking the past tense. Okay. The wonderful, okay, FUL, wonderful dance performance was put up by the student. So I am taking put as the past tense. Okay, in the past tense B verb is was or were. So it is a singular no, so we are writing was. Okay. See the next one, a police chased the burglar. So how we can write the burglar? Then see the chase. Chase is the past tense. So we are writing was chased by the police. Okay, the burglar was chased by the police. See the next one, the hunter killed the deer. The deer, okay, the deer kill is the past tense. So we are writing was, then the V3 form, was killed by the hunter. Okay, the deer was killed by the hunter. See the next one, Kavita bought a beautiful painting. Okay, so we are changing and writing. Okay, so a beautiful painting, a beautiful painting. Then bought is the past tense, so we are writing the past tense B verb as was. Then we are writing V3 bought by Kavita. Wonderful painting was bought by Kavita. Then you have to do F as the homework. Okay. See the third one. Complete the sentence in passive voice. One is done for you. Okay. So here it is in the passive voice. Okay. In passive voice, here the sum of the thing is missing. What are the things? That is B verb is missing. Okay. Next V3 form is missing and by is missing. Okay. You have to write that. Okay. These three things are missing here. You have to write. Then A, Rasika wrote the letter. Okay. So here the letter. Here B verb is missing. So we are writing was because the wrote is the past tense. So we are writing was. Then we are writing the V3 written by Rasika. The letter was written by Rasika. Then see the next one B. Mahesh bought a blue jacket. Okay, a blue jacket was bought by Mahesh. Okay, here bought is the past tense. So we are writing was. Then we are writing V3 form. Next we are writing by. So the answer is was bought by. Okay. Then see, Nina offered her friends some snacks. Okay. So offered is the past tense. So we have put the past tense B verb was or were. So here some snacks, yes is there. So it's a plural form. So we are writing were offered by Nina. Okay, some snacks were offered by Nina. Then D, a genie helped Aladdin. Okay, a genie helped Aladdin. Aladdin was held by a genie. Aladdin was. We are writing because it is a helped no. So we have to use the past tense B verb. It is was. Then we are writing V3 helped by. Okay, then E and F you have to do as the homework. E, F as the homework, and in second exercise you have to do the F as the homework. Okay, you can write these things in your book. The fourth exercise is change these sentences from passive voice to active voice. One is done for you. Okay, so you have to change into an active voice. The question is in the passive voice, so I have to write down the active voice. What is the structure for active voice? That is SVO, right? So we can do this exercise. One example is given. See here, the fish was eaten by the naughty cat. Okay, so we are just changing. Okay, that is subject as the object, object as a subject. We are just changing the naughty cat. So we became the naughty cat as subject and the fish becomes the object. The naughty cat, then you have to add the verb. Okay, so was eaten. Was eaten is the past tense. So I have write down the past tense of eat, that is ate the fish. See the next one. The computer was invented by Charles Babbage. The answer is Charles Babbage invented the computer. Okay, Charles Babbage. Here was invented. Was invented is the past tense, is it? So we are writing invented. Charles Babbage invented the computer. Okay, see the next one. See, Ravi was scolded by the science teacher. So we have to just change and write now. So the science teacher, the science teacher. So here the verb is was scolded. So it is in the past tense. So I have to write the past tense verb. So scolded. Okay, scolded. The science teacher scolded Ravi. Okay, and you have to do D and E as the homework. Okay, D and E. See the F1. F1. Okay, you have to do D and E as the homework. See the F1. Most of our subjects are taught by Miss Vanita. Okay, so Miss Vanita, you have to change now. Miss Vanita. So here see the verb are taught. So are taught. So it is in the what tense? It is in the present tense. How we are finding it is a present tense? Because the be verb are is used here. Is it? Are. So it is in the present tense. So we have to write the present tense form of the verb. That is teachers. Then you have to write the object. It is most of our subjects. Okay, Miss Vanita teaches most of our subjects. The next one, fifth one. So write a meaningful sentences in passive voice using the jumbled words given below. One is done for you. Okay, so here the question is in the jumbled words. Okay, it is in an active voice. In active voice, some of the sentences are jumbled here. Okay, you have to write it in the correct one. Okay. See here, result announced the school next week. So it is in the next week they are given. So it is a future tense we are finding on. Okay. So here they are very jumbled. Okay. Now it is in the what voice? It is in the passive voice only. Okay. How we are writing the results? Okay. Just as the same. Okay. The results will be announced. It's a future no. So we are writing will be announced by the school next week. Okay. So here that subject and object are given very correctly. Okay, in fifth exercise the subject is given rightly and object is given rightly. In between the things, that is be verbs and V3s, just they are just jumbled. You have to write this. Okay, so and B, C, D, E, F are the homework. Okay, the fifth, this is very easy, you can do this as the homework. See the sixth one, identify the error and rewrite the sentence correctly. One is done for you. Okay, here there is an error, you have to correct that error. Okay, we are taught a grammar Miss Sinka. So here what word is missing? So it is a passive voice. So here the word by is missing. So we are writing by. We are taught grammar by Miss Sinka. Okay. See the next one. She was praised by the teacher. So here this is fully of the passive form, passive voice only. Okay. Here in passive voice some of the structure is missing. So here see here she was praised. by the teacher. Okay, you have to write a V3 form. Verb should be in the V3 form only, but here they are simply given prize, so you have to change it into a V3. She was prized by the teacher. Okay, she was praised, so this is an error, by the teacher. The next one, the building damaged by fire. So here the be verb is missing, so the building was damaged by fire. Okay, the building, be verb is missing here. The building was, okay, damaged by the fire. The next D, you will be give a ticket by the staff. So here the verb, here what is the verb? That is give. So here they are given it as simply give. In a V1 form they are given. You have to change into the V3. So you will be given a ticket by the staff. Okay, so this is the right answer. You will be given. It's a V3 now. Given a ticket by the staff. Okay, and you have to do E and F as the homework. Okay, E, F as the homework. Okay, students, are you clear with this? Okay, students, now take your English textbook. In that, what lesson we are seeing right now? So we are seeing the lesson, it is Ricky the robot. It's a 11th lesson. In 11th lesson, see the grammar junction. Take page number 124. In that grammar junction also the same topic, that is active and passive voice is there. Okay, so I hope you are all clear with the active and the passive voice. So here what is given in your grammar book only, the same thing is repeated here. Okay, so what is an active voice and passive voice, and here how to change, okay, active into passive, like that they are given for you. Okay, so I hope you all remember the topic. And a few exercises given. See here, take page number 125. So here you have to find out whether it is an active voice or the passive voice. Okay, one example is given. See here, he gave the book to me, so it is an active voice. The book was given to me by him, so it is a passive voice. See the next sentence, the football match was won by our team, so it is a passive voice. Write it in your book. Our team won the football match, so it is an active voice. See the next example, Leah was stung by a bee, so it is a passive voice. Then a bee stung Leah, so it is an active voice. Then D and E you have to do as the homework. In D there are two sentences, and in E also there are two sentences. You have to identify whether it is an active or the passive. Okay, and the second sentence is what is given in your grammar book only. Okay, so here I have thought no, so this is the same thing is repeated in this exercise also. Okay, we taught a grammar by Shinka, she was praised by the teacher, so everything is repeated the same. Okay, so in this also E and F the same thing is repeated no, so this you have to do as the homework. Okay, so in today's class we have seen about the active and the passive voice. Okay, students all have to write the tabular column in your notebook for your understanding. Okay, so do the mark 1 as homework. Thank you, students.